The amount of resources that have gone into targeting Attorney General James, months of investigations, multiple failed indictments, is astounding. Since your own prosecutors told you that there is not enough evidence to support a conviction, it's clear that you were going after her simply because she held President Trump accountable and he wants to punish her. And she is just one name on a long list of Trump political enemies that DOJ is reportedly targeting. From Jerome Powell and Lisa Cook at the Federal Reserve to James Comey, numerous Democratic members of Congress, John Brennan, Jack Smith, Democratic officials in Minnesota, Chris Krebs, Miles Taylors, and more. And those are just the ones we know about. In contrast to these politically motivated investigations, grasping at something they can charge their enemies with, we now have concrete evidence of disgusting criminality revealed in the Epstein files. So I really have just one question for you. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the question the way I asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
Reclaiming my time.
I think it's very interesting.
You can
that
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they indicted. The president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming
So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45 seconds, Mr. Nadler, please, Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me anything.
I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler.
All right.
My time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators has she indicted, is 0. You have been the Attorney General for a whole year, and your DOJ fired the lead prosecutor of this case, sat on evidence this entire time, and claimed falsely last July that there were no more leads. It took an act of Congress for you to finally release part of the Epstein files, and when you did, you included personal information about the victims while protecting the names of abusers.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
Brought to justice, but enormous resources.
Time of the gentleman has expired, and obviously
it's clear that under your leadership, the Department of Justice no longer works.
There was no question in there.
It works for Donald Trump. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back.
The execution of federal prosecutorial mandates requires absolute mathematical consistency between uncovered evidence logs and active indictment filings. Representative Jerry Nadler initiated a strict procedural audit of Attorney General Pam Bondi, targeting severe allocation discrepancies within the Department of Justice's investigative branches. The inquiry established a stark comparative timeline, noting that substantial resources were deployed toward multi-month operations targeting state officials and former directors, while the forensic data contained within the newly unsealed Epstein files yielded no matching prosecution tracks. The panel challenged the executive branch to clear the record by providing the exact number of active co-conspirator indictments processed under the current fiscal term. Light bulb the data curiosity. This institutional impasse exposes an irregular logistical gap regarding victim-perpetrator data segregation. Under direct cross-examination, the witness executed a defensive boundary maneuver, asserting an independent format preference for her testimony and appealing to the committee chair for procedural protection. However, the committee overrode this defense by introducing verified file metrics into the record. When the DOJ executed the Congress-mandated release under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, the internal screening protocols failed a basic compliance test. They left sensitive, unredacted personal tracking logs of the survivors completely visible while applying dense, protective redaction layers over the identities of the primary abusers. The administrative analysis rapidly shifted from resource tracking to immediate internal management protocols. The committee entered evidence showing that the department actively terminated the lead prosecutor assigned to the case matrix, allowed critical evidence blocks to sit unreviewed, and issued a premature closure declaration stating that no viable investigative paths remained active. The deposition concluded with a severe breakdown in structural transparency protocols as the panel entered a formal zero prosecution metric into the oversight record. indicating that the department has fundamentally ceased functioning as an objective compliance mechanism. They are utilizing legacy bureaucratic deflections to insulate an absolute 0% enforcement rate on high-profile abuse logs while actively compromising survivor privacy metrics. Smash the like button, leave your rigorous data breakdown in the comments below, and subscribe to @WalterWhitePods right now. Turn on notifications to secure your access to raw, unvarnished data panels.